Bernard Okumu, a very good morning and welcome. Also, we have a team of reporters across the country. We'll be filling you in on what's happening on the ground of various events that we're following this particular morning, including the swearing in of Sheila Mamet as a member of the alternate representative to the Attorney General for the National Heroes Council, that and much more. Karibuni sana. Let's get to the main event here. We're talking about Kabaddi. Karibu sana Mudaspack Otieno. You know, great to have you from the field to the boardroom, right? To the studio.
It's good to be here.
Yeah, great to be here. Yeah. And maybe we're just talking about the how the season has been, you know, and teams playing more than 20 matches, you know, and then thereafter they have to go to the playoffs for now. That's when the title is decided. How would you say the season has been for the teams?
Well, for the 12 men's team, it's been a long journey because we started our Premier League in around 6 months ago, and for the 12 teams, it's been a journey of dedication and. So it's been a journey of dedication from both players, from both ladies and gentlemen. We've been playing every Saturday, and teams have been, you know, giving their best energies and showing up for the tournament. So far, men's team was supposed to play before playoffs. Every team has to play 25 matches. Every team at this point, they have 23 matches each. Men's team are supposed to play each 23 matches. So far, they are at 20 matches each. So that means we have 2 weeks to finish with the league stage for both men and women. Then on 3rd February, we begin with the playoffs, and then 10th, we have our finals and semis.
And of course, a number of teams, the top 6 teams go through. How did that how is that show up competition? How does that, you know, bring competition to the league?
So let me talk about top 7, because there was when we were in the first leg of the league, there was a very tight battle between KU Hawks and Kasarani Lions. Now KU Hawks is number 6. For the playoffs, we need 6 teams. So there was a battle between Kasarani Lions, position 7, and KU. So they were shifting positions, and now KU is like 5 points ahead of Kasarani. After KU number 5, we have Black Falcons, and then we have the RDU men team. We have the JQuad team on top, number 2. We have also Githurai Cheetahs now, who is the main guy now in the table. The Githurai Cheetahs,
And the women, you know, the Black Falcons and the Black Tigers.
The women, women also we have 6 teams, women. Both of them are going to, all of them are going to qualify for the playoffs, because we take the first 6 teams, and the fact that we have 6 teams just means that all of them are going to qualify. Then from there, we are going to have the eliminators, and we are going to have semi-finals, then finals. So women, at the moment, we have University of Nairobi Tigress. They are leading the women category, followed by the Black Falcon Babes, and then we have Pink Sharks at number 3. Number 4, we have the Kayole Giant Divas, and then number 5 we have Kasarani Lioness, and then number 6 we have JQuad, who won their last match they had on Saturday against Pink Sharks.
Yes, and I mean, for the ladies, you know, both of them going through to the playoffs, do you think that some just sit on their laurels, especially the defending champion, they just sit on their laurels and then wait for the playoffs? That's when, you know?
No, because it's really unpredictable. Like if you take, for instance, last week, Pink Sharks were in position 2, but then they played against JQuad, and JQuad is in position 6 at the moment. The JQuad beat them, so it's really unpredictable, especially for teams. You can't say that our team is stronger than this team. So for teams on top, they're playing, they're giving their best games, because they know that it's not by chance that they'll just win, that they're on top.
This season, of course, how would you rate the performance and how teams have been hungry for the title, chasing the points?
If I was to compare it with previous years, with our previous league, I think this season is an improvement of what we've been doing in the past, especially in terms of player turn-up. player passion, and player performance.
Yes.
Yeah. So these three things are the indicators that we are doing good so far. Yeah.
And of course, the presence of the Pro League abroad, how has that helped, raise the standards locally in the league?
Yeah, so basically just like even football, the way English Premier League, people motivates people in the local sectors. That's the way our Pro Kabaddi League motivates our players. So the fact that we have this Pro Kabaddi every year, a season now, they're in season 10. And we have 3 of our players from Kenya representing us.
Yes.
2 in a team called UP Others. That's Samuel Wanjala and Elvic Simiyu.
Yes.
They're in the UP Others, and we have Daniel Omondi in Partner Pirates. He's going there for the 3rd time. Yeah, Simiyu and Wafula, it's their 1st time. So it's a motivation, especially if you see our Kenyan players doing the biggest league in the world. It's a motivation to our young players, and we only wish that all of our players will end up playing at the
Tobias and the rest.
Yeah, Tobias Rogers.
Yes.
We have our rising stars.
Yes.
I know you know them now.
Interesting, and that makes that really creates some form of it could be motivation or the vibrance of the league when youngsters are coming up in showing that the future. Yes. And of course, maybe how do players end up in the Pro League in India?
Okay, so you see, Pro League is where the best of the best meet. So ours is just to produce the best players from Kenya who can give a competition at the Pro League. Yeah. So from the way we do it in Kenya, we identify first of all upcoming sportsmen who are playing, who are dedicated, who are giving their time in the game, and who are showing great progress in terms of what they're training for. And then the teams, they want the best athletes we got. So when we consider all these factors, that we have a young athlete who is upcoming, who is motivated to play, that's what they want to see, and that's what we give them. So for our players, they normally request for a list of players. We give them like about 10 players or so. Then they choose, because mostly it's the way our players play. They watch their matches on YouTube. We have our players' profile, so teams interested in our players, they normally check which players do we have here, and what's their profile saying, and what videos are their videos saying something for them. And
you provide stats, and now we
have the stats and the profile and the bios. Plus they also check our leagues in YouTube. We run our matches in YouTube.
And how has it helped the game, having the matches on YouTube? Is it the initiative of the Kenya Kabaddi Federation or the International Federation as well?
It's the initiative of the Kenya Kabaddi Union. Actually, we put the games on our union's channel. So it's really supported, like the fact that we don't have a bigger fan base to say, but we have a number of people watching us across the world, from Uganda, Tanzania, South Africa. We have Indian fans. We have Iranians supporting us, watching us at our league. We have Kenyans from across the country trying to keep up with the league on YouTube. And also we have like physical attendance, fans coming to watch in Kasarani. And we appreciate.
And of course the league matches, at the conclusion of the league matches, people should come and watch the playoffs.
People should come. It's a nice thing to come on the playoffs day. Not even on playoffs, even on these regular league stage matches, the 2 remaining.
And maybe for those who come and they have no understanding where people are chasing each other on that particular, on the surface,
we are very receptive. We explain to our fans, especially because we understand the game is quite new in Kenya. So I don't expect everybody to understand, but it's a loose concept. You see it, you get an explanation, then you understand and you start enjoying.
And of course, being new less than a decade, right, in the country?
Actually we're going to mark our first 10 years this year in March. The game was introduced in 2014. And
I mean, the steps that it has taken, it has grown up. See it in most of the discipline forces taking up the sport, and also in the neighborhoods where Tobias come from. He picked from Githurai.
A lot of youth play it. yeah. And one of the milestones that I think maybe I should just melt my heart is that we are the 7th best country in the world. So in 10 years, you see, Asian countries, they have been playing this since 18s. And now the fact that we came just in the view of the Kabaddi arena in 2014, and now we are on top of some Asian teams. It gives us joy.
Yeah, and that's where the Kabaddi comes from, basically, right?
Yeah, Asia. Yes. This is their football.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what now? I mean, it's coming. It has. Does it? Maybe it has cultural connections to it. How do Kenyan players take up the game and also try to get deeper in it through the cultural connection that the sport comes with?
Because culturally, Indians are known to do Kabaddi more than most of the sports. Actually, it's the second most participated in game in India after cricket. So in Kenya, picking up a new sport, it's not something that people just come, hey, I want to join this sport, let me dig it in. No, people come, they watch, they develop a small interest, then they start, just practicing it slowly. Then for the people who have been investing their time and energy, we've seen them, doing it all the way to international tournaments.
Pro league.
Pro league, yeah. So it's something that we are moving it slightly, a notch higher each and every day. Yeah.
And maybe the major milestone, or rather what you're looking forward is having more players in the pro league.
We are looking forward to having more players in the pro league, and then we're also looking forward to two other things. Creating one of the best leagues in Kenya, if you compare it to other sports discipline. And then we also want to have our Africa League, where we get African players coming, so that even we can get Asian teams bringing us players to play in our leagues. Yeah, so
what's the best league? How do you plan to make it the best? Of course, the federation is there. Your matches are on YouTube. Maybe the only sport that has matches ongoing on the YouTube in Kenya.
Yeah. So among things that we intend to do to make our leagues good is one thing that we are really being mentored by the Pro League. Most of our things we look forward to them, at least for guidance, because if you want to be the best, you have to learn from the best. So that's one of the things. We're also looking for people or corporates to support us. We're looking to government to support us. At least we get a nice league to behold.
Yeah. And also trophies. And at the end of the season, what's at stake for the teams? Let's say now with the playoffs coming up.
So the teams, we have a trophy. Just like we had one in, it's a very big trophy, and it's one thing that every player is looking forward to, even to hold as a winner. Yeah. So also the teams that will win the top 6 teams, they will proceed to another tournament that will be unleashed especially for the top 6 teams. You understand? Yeah. So every top 6 teams will have a tournament of their own where they compete. Yeah.
The women's league, 6 teams, not yet hitting a dozen.
Yeah, because plans are underway. We have the Kenya Prisons Queens Kabaddi Club. They recently joined us. Their team is training with us every Saturdays and every Tuesdays and Thursdays. So we have 7 teams. Then we have Githurai Ladies coming up by around March. And we have other teams as well that we intend to have on board. Yeah.
Yes, and I mean, this marking 10 years, there's also the World Cup. That's the biggest prize.
Yeah.
You could land your hands on to demonstrate the 10 years, the decade that has been.
Yeah, it's been a journey. I remember in 2019, that's when we played our first World Cup, and the junior team won a silver. They played against India in the finals, and they won silver. It's grown. We've played a lot of international events, in tournaments. We've been to Dubai Masters. There we came with bronze. We've been to Bangladesh for the Bangabadhu, both 2 seasons. We came with silver. The previous season we came number 4. We've been on African championships for women and both men. and we've produced remarkable results in all of the championships. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, and of course. We're also looking at what has been the main title. You know, Kenya began. Kenya really picked up the sport so well, and it's been fantastic up to now, right? The World Cup has been elusive. Yeah.
So our main thing, if I was to summarize it in one word, it has been perseverance. Because we have one big goal: to outdo the best. Yeah, we want to outdo teams like India, Iran, Bangladesh, and we're on the process. Last year we played against Bangladesh. We gave them like the hardest time. Previous years we played them. We gave them the hardest time. Our junior team played with Iran team in the World Cup last year. They felt our presence because at the moment it's not our team. It's not that weak that I can't compare it to the Asian teams, but it gives the Asian teams competition. Yeah.
Yes.
And the World Cup is just one thing that we want to put our hands on and all our energy on. Yeah.
And maybe what are the qualities that have made Kenyans do so well in this sport so far? You know, Helvik, you know, I follow his performances, and he's really having the life of his time in the league. Yes.
All of them actually. So the story has been, as I said, if you check these players who are doing nice outside here, you will see that it's been perseverance. Our main motto is normally we want to win by perseverance. And before our players, when we have upcoming players, we normally just instill some mindset in them that it's all about perseverance. You have to persevere. If you want to be somewhere, you have to persevere and put all your energy and concentration to it. So it's been a journey where we just instill perseverance in them, and then we teach them on how we can all go our way up.
Yes, and of course the sport also picking up comes with the capacity building, the coaches, the referees. How has it been? How has the federation approached this?
So about that, because when it's a new sport, as we all know. Now even getting players is an issue. Now getting officials is an issue as well. Getting referees is an issue. But I thank God and I thank our team from Kenya Kabaddi Union that even if there are issues, we are able to get players for our teams. We are able to get officials for our matches and players. And we have a nice team of 11 umpires from the Kenya Kabaddi Union who are governing our matches, by the way. And everybody is born and raised in Kenya, from our Kabaddi team, from our players to our officials to our union officials. Everybody is Kenyan, because I remember when we went to Iran, a lot of people were thinking that we have Indian trainers. They actually believe that Bangladesh, they believe we have an Indian coach, but we don't have an Indian coach. We don't have any person who is outside Kenyan.
With the way you are playing.
They are surprised. We are doing better with our own coaches.
No foreign expertise.
Now that's the problem, because now most of our coaches are former players. If I remember when you came to Kasarani, I think you met a few of them. They are the very first Kenyan players that played for the Pro Kabaddi in 2016, 2017, 2013, 2014. That's where we bring our former players to help now. They are now coaches and officials.
And of course we're looking at how the International Federation has been supportive of Kenya Kabaddi and its activities, right? We saw last year, at the beginning of last year, 2023, there was a well-organized league that brought together top teams in the country.
So International Federation, in as much as there are a lot of attention they're giving to Kabaddi outside Africa, they're also trying to push us in terms of telling us what to do, advising us on tournaments outside Kenya. Like the Bangladesh tournaments, it's organized by the Bangladesh government and the International Federation. World Cup, last year we went for the Junior World Cup in Iran that was organized by the International Federation. This year World Cup is going to be senior, organized by the International Kabaddi Federation. Yeah.
Of course, the World Cup will be in April in Dubai.
It will be in April, Dubai, Coca-Cola Stadium. Yeah.
And an increased number of participants, of course, increased appetite for Kenya to win as well.
No, that's true. Because actually in Kabaddi now, there's normally an increased number of teams participating in one particular tournament. When we started going to Bangladesh, we had 6 teams originally, but then it shot to 13 teams last year. And this year we expect even to, more than 15 teams. The same to World Cup. There were like 12 teams last year for the junior, and I believe this year we'll have more than 15 teams for the World Cup.
Also an indication of how the sport is catching up, right?
Yeah, it's growing.
Bangabadu Cup, I got that one correct?
Bangabadu, it's a tough one.
Yeah. That's in Bangladesh.
It's Bangladesh.
Kenya has been here before.
We have been there 3 times,
And now
there's been 3 seasons. This is the 4th season this year. It started in 2021.
How crucial is this cup to nations?
Let me start from the last year's championship, Bangabadu. It was a World Cup qualifier. Now, teams that got to a certain mark qualified for the World Cup. So last year it was a World Cup qualifier. This year it will be like still a World Cup qualifier because it's one of the major tournaments now. World Cup qualifiers, but now we'll you see in Kabaddi we have index of team performance. Now when you fail to play a certain tournament,
you
lose some index points. So the Bangabadu is one of the serious most tournaments that people gain this index, and we're looking forward to making it big there. In order to advance in bigger tournaments.
Africa Championship, Kenya is defending the title.
The men are African champions.
What are the odds for both men and women?
I won't talk about odds now because Uganda is really giving a competition. But now our men, I'm confident whatever they have done so far, they will still win the African Championship. Our ladies, I'm confident that they got challenged because previously when we went to Uganda last year, they lost to Uganda, and I quite believe that this year they will get the gold in African Championship. 2024.
That's Mudaspack, Otieno, the event manager from Kenya Kabaddi Union, talking about the forthcoming events. There's the World Cup, there's the Bangabadu, of course, and there's also the Africa Championship all happening this year. But before that, there is the National League playoffs. The league just heading towards the climax. Of course, 2 matches remaining, and that will pave way for the playoffs, which will be coming from February. So we wish Kenya Kabaddi Union all the best, and
thank you.
We'll be coming to cover as always, You're
welcome.
We'll come and cover and tell Kenyans who is the champion for Kenya Kabaddi, as well as as we prepare for the World Cup that's in April in Dubai. Thank you so much, Mudaspack. Yes, indeed. And our second part of the interview, talking to Charles Omondi from the Kenya Handball Federation, is here to talk about the Africa Championship. Of course, the Kenyan men team is already in Egypt for the championship. All and that much more coming up next. Stay tuned on Channel 1.